Well, today on Nation Window Cleaners Podcast, we're talking all about the slowdown, the summer slowdown, what to do. I got 5 tips that are going to help you everything from now and in the future. So if you're a window cleaner or anybody in the window cleaning or service industry, stay tuned to WCR Nation. What's up, everybody? Jersey here from windowcleaner.com, and you are here. Have a look around if it's your first time here. 10 years of content. My allergies are killing me this morning, so I'm sorry for all that. I'll try not to cough in your ear. If it's not your first time here, hey, welcome back. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad all you people who show up and let me put orders in and do all those things, let me keep doing this. So anyway, I hope you're having a great summer, or feels like summer, or it's not quite summer where you are, but that's what I want to talk about. We're going to get into that summer slowdown. And this time of year, we get some people who tend to kind of panic a little bit, right? They say, man, it's just, it's really slow. What can we do? How can I make it busier? All of that stuff. And that's what I want to talk about. And I want to give you a couple interesting tips, things that you could do, a little bit of processes, but more importantly, the mindset of what we're doing in the slowdown, why we're slow, all of that. And I gotta just put it out there too, that it is tricky when you get into the time to instantly make changes, right? That is kind of the big issue. Right? When guys are slow, they want to advertise, but then they advertise and they don't get people in, right? These are the guys you see online that have gone through all of the, normal avenues. They're still maybe slower. They're not doing something. All of a sudden it gets slow and then they go. Those are also the same guys that go, well, when it was busy, I didn't advertise. I was too busy. And that's the tricky part, okay? If you are not advertising when you're busy, it's almost impossible to advertise when you're slow. Because it's not about you or whatever deal you have or whatever. It's about the industry, the people, all that stuff, right? So I want to give you a couple quick tips, if you will. Just things that I know do work to a degree to kind of get you back up and running. What should you be doing in summer? Why does summer really differ than spring? If you've been doing this for a long time, you kind of already know a lot of the ups and downs that happen in business. But if you're not, you're maybe in for a bit of a roller coaster. Because I'll tell you, when I sold my company, I sold it to a guy, and on Friday, high five, I left. It was his. I showed back up the week later on Thursday, and he was talking about this motorcycle he's buying, brand new Harley. And I'm like, oh, dude, don't do that. Winter's coming. He's like, yeah, but man, I'm making so much money now. I know, but just... And sure enough, winter hit, and it was quite shocking for him as far as what changes happened and all that stuff. Anyway, all I'm saying to you is if you've gone through it, there are ways to shrink the crappy parts, right? And if you've not gone through it, it may be great now. You may be what we call spring rich, but it is going to slow down. And the first and most important thing that you can do to instantly speed up your company, to get money, to be stronger, all of that, is focus on the existing customers. And this is the big thing. Hear me out. Obviously, you'd kind of understand that too. But this time of year, we have a lot of people, a lot of customers, a lot of jobs, a lot of whatever. And they come in and you're so focused on the next one. You're always, I gotta get more customers. How do I get more customers? How do I get more customers? Man, you have customers. Well, yeah, but I'm not going to bug them. Here's the interesting thing. If you're brand spanking new, you can't work on any customers. But the most important thing that you have to do in a business, in any business, is gain their trust, get their excitement, and let them decide this is a great idea for them. This is when you hear the word sales and salesman and you think of a sleazy salesman. These are the ones you get pressured in and you get done and you're like, this is not a good deal at all. What did I do? Then you have the dislike for the salesperson. But sales people, your window cleaning company, selling the window cleaning service, that's all absolutely awesome. Because all sales really is you explaining why it's a great choice, it's a great decision, why they should make it, why you're the best and all that. We talk about that all the time. That's your USP and everything else, right? That is the sales portion of business. You know it's going to be a great service. You know that they're going to be happy because you're not going to leave it unless they are. You know that you're the best company around. You know all of these things, right? To transfer that to a customer and then they go, yeah, you know what? Let's do it. That's the hardest part. When you have an existing customer, that's already been done. Now, all you have to do is go, hey, remember us? Yes, you were awesome. Absolutely. We'd love to do the service again. This is not annoying people. It's our job to stay focused on that. It's their job to do the rest of life. If you did somebody 6 months ago, right, maybe you did them in fall. Maybe you did them, last summer or spring, and they didn't come back to you. I'm not going to hound you on dentist clothes and the importance of that because I have a bunch. But if you go back and look at that and go, that is the easiest customer to sell to. It absolutely is, because they already like you. They already trust you. They've already tried you. They already know your service is awesome. They know what they got for the money. All of those things. And then you end up finding a lot of businesses. And they go, well, I don't want to annoy them. You created an amazing experience. You don't want to annoy them? Why would that be annoying? Well, we just did them 6 months ago. We did them last year. Like when they're ready, they'll call. Okay. How do they know they're ready? How has it been prompted to them? Right? Think about this. If we're hanging out, how's it going? We're hanging out. And I say to you, hey man, you hungry? You want to grab a pizza? You go, oh, yeah, actually I am. Yeah, let's do that. Pizza wasn't in your head, but you like pizza. You didn't even think about, man, I'm hungry. But now you are. And it's all because I said that. Nobody ever, or if there have, you should probably stop hanging out with that person. But nobody's ever been like, hey man, you want to go grab some pizza? I'm kind of hungry. Dude, stop annoying me, man. I had pizza already this year. Right? That's an exaggerated, absurd statement. I know, but you understand that when you look at it that way, you go, oh yeah, well, okay. When you go back to the other services and you focus on the existing customers, you've already done the hard work. Not only have you done the hard work, but you've also paid cost of acquisition on a customer. Customers, most of them, take money to advertise, market, do everything so that they call and come in, right? Cost of acquisition on all customers has to be put across the board. If you look at your advertising and new customers, yes. Some of them come in referrals and some of them cost way more than others, but as an average, you can tell. You've already paid that. An existing customer does not have a cost of acquisition because they've already been acquired. All you have is a very, very, very minimal cost to get them back. You can send an email. It's free. How long did that take you? It took you 5 minutes to create an email and send it to 100 people, right? Text blast, same. Cost of acquisition, if not zero, is darn close to zero. So you're making more money on a customer that comes back to you than a first-time customer. The other part of it is that if I find a new customer right now, right, I advertise or whatever. Say we're in the middle of July, right? End of July-ish is the slowest time traditionally in the 3 months. Winter, if you're in a cold climate, is obviously the worst. But if I threw out an advertisement in that time, how many people would call? The interesting thing is that people sometimes think that well, if I had a better ad or a better discount, or man, if you could save $20, they'd book. No, they're not. They're not hungry. You can't sell them food if they're not hungry, right? The idea in that is to serve them the information they need, when they want it, when they're hungry for it, right? So when you look at that and go, man, to get somebody new this time of year, it's going to be way more money than ever. This is why we don't advertise or pay to advertise in the dead of winter. If you're in Wisconsin and you have 13 inches of snow on the ground and you go advertise, people are not going to be like, yeah, I want my windows done. And you could spend $100,000, right? That's a fair assumption. It's the same in differing degrees throughout the year. But if we find somebody who has already existed, has already done something with us, has already experienced us, they like us, they love us, all of that stuff. If they already like us and do that, then you miss all of that front part and you're just reminding them to come back. They don't as much care about everything else because they remember the experience and feeling. Right? I may not have a good experience or feeling if it's the middle of winter. And a lot of people forget that. And a lot of people forget that they have people who are willing to spend money in their back pocket. And if you're listening to this, you're like, yeah, dude, you're telling me a tip is that I have customers? It is, because I'm guessing. Actually, I'm almost guaranteeing. And I know nothing, so who cares what I say? But I'm almost guaranteeing the fact that you are not utilizing your existing customers at all like you should. I mean, even if you've been doing this a year, you have customers, right? That's the first one. It is easier, cheaper, and faster to get an existing customer back. Literally, you can call, hey, Mrs. Jones, we haven't gotten you done in a while, and we had some free slots open up, and I thought of you. Thought I'd call and see if there was anything we could do for you. Oh, you know what? Actually, perfect. Done. That is one of the biggest things that you can do to get stuff in the door right now. If you're brand new and you started yesterday, you can't do that. But for everybody else, you can. But if you did start yesterday, you know what you could do? What you could do is sell and plan commercial jobs in the summer. If you're not doing commercial window cleaning, so there's residential, commercial, and route. Route is storefronts. Commercial is like the once every 6 month type office buildings, right? This is a bit of a slower play. And obviously, if you go sell one right now, awesome, but they take time. So by the time you sell it, close it, and schedule it, you're like a month out. But if you already have commercial, and say most commercial, I should say, not all of them, most of them are on your time. They go, cool, yeah, let's do it. We want it done every 6 months. Cool. That's what they tell you. You can do them any months that you want. So why not put them in slower months, right? Moving your schedule and some of the commercial stuff just absolutely allows you to put them in where you need them, and you need them in the slower times, right? You don't want to do them in, well, they called us in spring. Yes, but you can move that out to whatever. They just needed to get it done and scheduled. Now you can get the work done. The best part about commercial, this is why I think you should do all three. Residential, route, commercial, I think all of it. Diversify. But the reason is the work is great, the money is great, the blah, 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 all of it is great. But the scheduling is where commercial really has its value. In route, when your route is tight, you're going to make the same amount of money that you do in residential. Absolutely. The best part about it is its frequency. The frequency is more valuable. Now I got a job every single week, no matter what happens, right? When you look at commercial, that is the perk. If you've been doing this for any amount of time, where are your commercial jobs? Yeah, commercial, we have a big building coming up in September, and yeah. Push them forward. If they have not slated it yet, meaning like you've talked to them and you're like guaranteed that and they know that, move it up. Move it up and fill the space. The companies that I know that are busy for almost all of the year are doing a ton of that stuff in the middle of summer. If you're doing schools, they're going to have to be done in the summer. Great. Guess what? Summer's our slowest time. I got time to do those. Right? The schedule is the part you can change. Now, I'm going to give you one other tip, even in residential with scheduling. And this is one of my kind of favorite things I've ever stumbled on. And it's, when the customer, you tell the price or whatever, and they go, you know what? Yeah, I got to talk to my wife, or I got to, it's a little bit more than I wanted. I really appreciate it, but I wanted to get a, price, really figure out what it was. Yeah, absolutely. If you want it done, definitely let me know. But here's something else. We can knock $50 off your job if you get this done the second week of July. This is any time in usually spring, right? The opposite happens in fall. We go and do it in the winter. We can put you on the board in the winter, save you $50 because we're slower then. Now, this is a way that we combat the scheduling if it's kind of a money thing. Listen, $50 or whatever is not going to slate somebody if they're just really not sold. But if they're genuinely looking for something to change there, I'm okay with that. Absolutely okay with that. Because now guess what? I'm paying you not just because I think that's going to make you say yes. I'm paying you because now it makes it way more convenient for me, right? Now I'm scheduling the work in the time that is the best for me, and I'm willing to take a little bit less money because it's going to help me out. I would rather have less money in the dead of winter, the dead of summer, than no money. And if that schedules or helps them to book, win-win, right? If it is the first week of May, you're booked, hopefully, right? I can't throw somebody else on. I can't help them. Oh, this is blah, blah, blah. If they have anything, here's another option. We don't have too many of these slots available, but if I do it the second week of July, if you can wait that long, it's much slower then, and I could do it for this price. Or whatever their hang up is, I could probably accommodate then. Right? We want our months or year, because we're very, very ups and downs. We're feast or famine in window cleaning, seasonal. Right? You're either really busy or you're really slow. You're busy and then down to slow, and then you're up to busy and then you're down to slow, right? You either can't keep up or you can't find work. What we're trying to do is we're trying to lower the peaks and valleys. We want it closer to the same line. This is why those guys that do just route, which again, I like to diversify, do it all. But the companies that do just route, they kind of have the best schedule because they know every week they work 40 hours all year. They know where they are. Every 2 weeks, it's the same, businesses on the same street, the same times, and the same people, and the same whatever. There's something to be said for that. Now, you guys can hate on franchises and, specific franchises that focus on route, but there's a lot of big benefits to that. What we're trying to do is the exact same thing, but in a different scale. I want to take the whole year and kind of bring the peaks and valleys down. If last year you did no work in the month of January, that sucks. That's hard. If I could somehow do 20 hours a week in January, that would really help. But if I could do 40 hours a week every week of the year, that would be amazing, right? Then I wouldn't have to do this whole oh my gosh, we're too busy to help people, but now I'm too slow to make money, right? The back and forth could stop. So what you're trying to do is just fill in the low parts, right? If you fill in the low parts, it can drop down the peaks. Now, if you're here, I got to do a shameless plug. Hold on. My shameless plug will wear you down. If you haven't purchased from me or you're new or any of that stuff, I genuinely would love to be your rep. When I say that, it's every order. Small, big. You got a $5,000 order? Awesome. You got a $5 order? Awesome. Bring up the fact that we ship free over 49, so hopefully you get there, but I want all the orders because I get credit for every order I do and is the way I exist, and as you guys clearly put it, by brand name Band-Aids and hair gel. So thank you. Thank you for that. If you haven't used me yet, my number is 862-312-2026. Pull your phone out. Real quick, I know you're working, you're in the middle, I'm going to give you my number again. Save it. Save it under Jersey. I'm your only Jersey you know. Probably. But it's 862-312-2026. You can put it in your cart. Just click save this cart. Yo, Jersey, it's in my cart, man. I can find it. Hey, Jersey, I'm up on a roof. I need 2 packs of Adderall rubber, 18-inch. I can do that. I will make it absolutely easy. Plus, I'll make sure you get your free gift, any discounts, any fitment issues, anything you possibly need, you got somebody in your back pocket. So please let me do that. Also, I know you haven't gotten a subscription yet to the American Window Cleaner magazine. So what the heck are you doing? Go to awcmag.com. Get the subscription. It is the best magazine for window cleaners. We're surrounding ourselves and just keeping our heads in the game. It is absolutely a perfect way to do that. Plus, you've seen all the stickers. The stickers are absolutely amazing. They are a great way for you to be a window cleaning nerd. Put them everywhere. So anyway, go do that. $69. What are you waiting for? Go get that. Also, discount codes I have are in my comments. If you're watching or listening, they're always here down below. Jobber, I got 20% off of Jobber for 6 months. The best CRM on the planet, the most involved, easy to use, and it does absolutely everything. Don't take my word for it. Just do a demo. They're free. Links down below. Also, you need prints. I got 15% off down below. Get it from the greatest print company with the nicest staff I've ever had the chance to deal with. So, and I just bought a bunch of stuff from print like a week ago. So I not only love them, I use them. So anyway, go do all that. Anyway, back to the nitty gritty part. Yeah. So we got all that. We talked on commercial. What about route? Route's one of those that obviously when it's built up, it's great. It sucks when you first have one job because you're doing it for like $20, $30 and you're driving all across town. You're like, I'm losing money. You are, but you're building something. Remember, there's a now and the long term. Route is the long term. But if you have time right now, you're like, man, I got no work scheduled today. Go sell route. Go to every store. Drop off some information. Give them a carbon copy sheet. Give them really nice information. I'm talking about a well thought out, full color, nice feeling flyer. Trifold. I love trifolds for that. Amazing business cards, right? Documents. Do not be a fly-by-nighter. So many of you that I see even in the Facebook groups that are like, man, I can't find anybody and this is what I do. And it's like, well, yeah, you walked in, you handed somebody a really cheap, card, if anything. And you're like, I love to clean your windows. And like, sorry, we have somebody. And you went, okay. Yeah, every business has someone. That's not what we're trying to talk about. Of course they have somebody. Otherwise you'd walk in and it would be a pigsty and nobody would be eating there or shopping there or visiting there. Of course they have somebody. It's not the point. The point's I want all of them. If I could magic wand and get all the route, you would be making so much money with so much frequency, it would be insane. You got to optimize it, all that. But it's a great one. And it's very, very fast. I hate door knocking. I think it's absolutely detrimental to businesses. It does nothing but upset 90%, if not more, of the people. People talk about you in groups and Facebook groups and all of that. Like, these guys are here. I guess they can't read. We're not supposed to solicit. But in route, it's very common. People walk in all the time. So you have to differentiate yourself from the buck of pobs. Right? The guy that's like, I'll do it for beer money. Yeah, that might be okay for some of them. And that might be what they're doing right now, but they're inconsistent. We don't know where they are. They show up and they smell, whatever the weird excuses are. Awesome. I apologize if you've had such a bad experience with somebody, but I'm here to tell you an experience with a real window cleaning company is going to blow you away. My entire mission in life is to make people happy. That's what I do with my company. I'd love for you to be a customer. I'd love to tell you I am as consistent as anybody and I'm on your call. If you need anything, you get egged, graffitied, whatever, you just let me know and I'll be there. Right? Letting them have those options shows your USP in that you can book somebody. And here's the thing, if you can close, which it is more of a follow-up game, you're not going to close people by just walking in. You're just really getting the information to then follow up next day, next week. As you start building that up or adding that, you can go out and, man, I went out, we had a great day, I sold 3 jobs. That's 3 jobs right now. Yes, they're smaller jobs, but it's 3 jobs every single week or every 2 weeks throughout the entire year, including winter, including summer, including those times you need that extra bonus, right? Route is a very fast way to start bringing stuff in the door and bring it in for potentially ever. I had route jobs for 10 years. Well, longer than that probably. But I mean, they got to go out of business for them to cancel, right? the longer you can have somebody in, the more money you make. When you're talking about, why would I spend all this time to sell a $20 job? Okay, so maybe that's $20 a week, right? What does that equal to a month? What does that equal to a year? What does that equal to 5 years, 10 years? How much is that job worth for the advertising that people see your truck there all the time? What about the months where you're like, dude, it has been such a harsh winter. Thank goodness I had this route. It's insanely awesome. But again, it's a longer play. But we do have time now. And we know that fall is coming. We know that time is coming. We know it's going to be busy. We know all of those things. So we need to understand that we need to plan now for fall. Now, Magic Time Machine, if you went back to January, you'd already have this done. But a lot of you don't, or a lot of you have had things change throughout the year that everything you planned for fall may not really be there. Maybe you didn't get the printing done because you wanted to save it. Maybe you didn't get the ad space set up or the split test information put together to understand what you're doing, right? Fall is coming. I hate saying that even because, realistically, you just got into summer and now we're thinking about the cold season. I get that. But we always have to be thinking about the now and the then. You have to. You have to do both. So here's where the big piece comes in is that you have nothing but time now. What you do with that time is up to you. If you're out there getting more route job for the instant now, awesome. If you're building the company for the future, awesome. That's what the fall is. What's your campaign going to be like when things really hit the fan and fall? We had a delayed spring. I don't know if you guys did, but nationwide, it really felt like it. What does that mean typically? Our fall is going to be huge. Okay. Do we want to wait? Oh man, now it's busy. I better put everything. No, I'm too busy now to do it. It doesn't get done. We don't advertise when it's busy. And all of a sudden, we're wondering why we're slow. You can do that now because we have time. Understand everything you do for your business, every minute you put into your business is something to make your business better. And the real truth of this entire episode is that it is almost, maybe not almost, it is darn close to impossible to build your instant work and business right now. Business is built in the long term. When you have a summer slowdown or you have a winter, you can't just flip a switch and go, well, you know what? We got to turn our ads back on. No one is buying window cleaning with 13 inches of snow and negative 20 degree weather. Is that a fair assumption? Yes. Now look at the other ones. Okay, well, if nobody is, now it's the middle of summer, maybe a tenth of the percentage of people in the busy season that want it right now. So are we going to spend a bunch of money to advertise to people who aren't interested right now? Or are we just going to burn a bunch of money? This now goes back into when people go, well, I don't have $1,000 to spend on advertising. Okay, then you're thinking about it wrong because $1,000 with the right ad at the right time is like making $9,000. I got to spend $1,000, but I'm going to make $10,000. Oh man, I can't make $9,000 right now. What? You think about spending it because you already assume it doesn't work. It's not going to in summer sometimes. We can do ads. We're just not going to push it as hard. We're not going to put as much money behind it. We are going to do all of these other things to build that up. But the truth of it is your summer is busy because of the things you did in spring, the things you did in fall of last year, the things you did through winter. So somebody post something about, man, what do you guys do in winter when it slows down? I'm already starting to think about it. And what do you guys do? We plan on winter. You know winter's coming. You know your bills are $5,000 a month, whatever. All I got to do is go, okay, well, our winter realistically is 3 months. We'll say 4 months. If I can set aside $20,000 that's only for that, I never have that worry again. What do you do in winter? Well, we work on everything we possibly can, and if it doesn't come in, I'm covered. You're playing for it. You cannot plan for something that's happening now. or tomorrow. You can only plan the farther out it is, right? So realistically understand that all of these things work. They all help, but they all do not bring in instant money. It is almost impossible. This is where you end up getting these kids that are doing this door knocking. They're like, well, I can go out today and I can sell $1,000. I'll have $1,000 tomorrow. Okay, if you need like money now in the trade-off for your business, okay, do your thing. It's your business. Do whatever you want. The reason that doesn't work is because you're just upsetting everybody for the future. So are you looking at how much money you're going to make tomorrow or how much money your business will make next year? It's interesting in that side of things where people are so blinded on how business works as opposed to a job. When you have a job, you show up at 9 a.m. and you go, what am I doing today? Job. Business. How do I build this out for this month, this season, this year, next year, 5 years? What does it look like, right? People are so mad at getting one review. I got my first bad review. Yeah, that sucks. I mean, you can make it not suck as bad. But then those same people go out there and do door knocking and upset everybody they talk to. It's shocking. But anyway. But that's the truth. And things you can do, at least to help right now. Hopefully things are busy. If you're still here and you're listening this far, I would love to see who you are. So in the comments, just go up ahead and put door knocking sucks. A, because I think it's funny, and B, I will know that you listen to the very, very end. So go do that. Also, let me put your orders in. Please. Please. I have bills to pay. But really, genuinely, I would love to put your orders in, big or small, all orders. I see every order that comes in, and it saddens me. Sometimes I see names come across them. I used to be their rep. So if you have an order or need an order or saved an order, any of that, let me put it in. 862-312-2026. Also, American Window Cleaner Magazine, as I said. Go and get the subscription. There are still window cleaners out there who do not have the magazine. If you're one of them, go and get it. It's $69. What are you doing? Be a window cleaning geek like me, like a bunch of other people. Go do that. Also, discount codes down below. Of course, Jobber, absolutely amazing. I'm going to be doing like a demo video we've been working on for a while, so hopefully that comes out soon. Also, 15% off of Prince. Prince amazing. You need it. Why not save some money? The links down below on both of them. Get Jobber. Jobber's really insanely amazing. You need print. You need all this stuff, but more importantly, until next week, go out there and fill the valleys and lower the peaks, right? But more importantly, go out there and be epic.